She gave everything she had to everyone around her and almost lost herself in the process. This is the story of a woman named Lena. Lena grew up in a quiet town where the river bent just enough to hide what was coming around the corner. She was not wealthy. She was not powerful. But everyone in town knew her name because everyone, at some point, needed her. When a neighbor's pipe burst in the dead of winter, Lena was there before anyone called. When a young mother on the street came down with fever and had 3 small children at home, Lena took them in without a second thought. When old Samuel, who lived alone at the edge of town, lost his wife of 40 years, it was Lena who came every morning with warm bread and sat beside him in silence until the grief found its way into words. People said Lena had a gift. They said she was born for this. And Lena believed them because helping made her feel whole, like she was exactly where she was supposed to be. Her husband was a man named Marcus, quiet by nature, steady when things were good. But when the work dried up, Marcus disappeared inside himself. He stopped asking how her day was. He stopped meeting her eyes at dinner. He would sit by the window and stare at the street, and Lena would bring him coffee without being asked, and he would take it without a word. When work came back, so did he, warm again, grateful, easy to laugh, and Lena told herself, this was love, that you carry someone through the dark and eventually the light returns. For years, she accepted this rhythm as simply the way things were. Her closest friend was a woman named Sophie, someone who had known her since they were girls. Sophie was brilliant and funny and loud in all the ways Lena was quiet. But Sophie had a pattern. Whenever her life became too heavy, whenever she fought with her husband or made a choice she regretted, she came to Lena. Not to ask how Lena was doing, not to bring anything. She came to pour, and Lena received it all, every time. After every visit, Sophie walked out lighter, and Lena sat alone, heavier than before. Still, she told herself this was what friendship looked like. There was also a young man named Eli, 19 years old, no direction, restless in the way that young people get when no one has ever shown them what they are capable of. Lena gave him odd jobs. She listened to his dreams. She lent him money she told herself she did not need back, while secretly hoping he would prove himself worthy of her trust. For 2 years, Eli came to her when he had nowhere else to go, and she gave and gave and gave. He once told her she was the closest thing to a real home he had ever known. Those words filled her so completely. She did not notice she had stopped sleeping well. She did not notice that her own small garden, the one she had planted just for herself, had gone completely dry. Then one autumn, everything stopped. Lena fell ill, nothing life-threatening, but serious enough that she had to stay in bed for 2 weeks. She sent word to the people around her, and then she waited. Marcus managed the house, but after 5 days, he began mentioning in quiet ways how much was piling up, how he was doing his best. He was not cruel. He simply made it clear that being the one who gives was supposed to be her role, not his. Sophie came once, on the 3rd day. She brought a small tin of biscuits and spent most of the visit talking about a new argument with her husband. Before she left, she squeezed Lena's hand and said, "You'll be back on your feet soon. You always are." And then she was gone. Eli did not come at all. Lena lay in her bed and stared at the ceiling, and something inside her became very still. Not angry, not even sad exactly, just still. The way a lake goes still right before the surface freezes over. She thought about the neighbor whose burst pipe she had fixed, who had never once asked how she was feeling. She thought about old Samuel, who had eaten her bread every morning for a month, and who, once he recovered, had barely nodded when they passed on the street. She thought about Sophie, and all those hours of listening, and how Sophie would grow quiet and uncomfortable the 1 or 2 times Lena had tried to speak about her own pain. She thought about Eli's words, the closest thing to a real home. Beautiful words, but a person who loves their home comes back to it when it needs them. And she understood something, not with bitterness, but with the quiet, clear ache of someone who had finally stopped looking away. She had not been loved. She had been useful. These are not the same thing. Being loved means someone sees you when you have nothing left to give. Being useful means someone sees only what you can do for them. You can be everything to someone and have them forget you entirely the moment you stop being available. And the harder truth is this: if you fill every empty space in every person's life, they never have to grow. They never have to find their own strength. And you grow smaller, quietly, without anyone noticing, not even yourself. Lena got up on the 14th day. She walked to her small garden. She pulled out the dry weeds with her bare hands. She turned the soil, and she planted new seeds, not for anyone else, just for herself. She made a decision that morning, simple and enormous. She would still give, but she would give differently. She would give when it came from a full place, not an empty one. She would help because she chose to, not because she was afraid of what would happen if she didn't. The next time Sophie arrived at her door with a storm behind her eyes, Lena poured 2 cups of tea. But before Sophie could begin, Lena spoke first. She said, "There's something I've been carrying. I need you to hear it." Sophie didn't know what to do at first, but she listened. And something real passed between them, something that had never passed between them before. It was the beginning of an actual friendship, one where both women were present. Marcus noticed the change too. Lena stopped filling his silences automatically. She stopped disappearing into helpfulness before he could think to ask. At first, it made him uncomfortable. Then it made him curious. He began, slowly and a little awkwardly, to ask her things. "How are you feeling today? What do you want for dinner? What's on your mind?" Small questions, but real ones. As for Eli, he came back months later, older somehow, quieter. He stood at her door without a problem in his hands for the first time. He said he had thought about her when she was sick, that he had been ashamed he didn't come. Lena did not say it was fine. She said, "I noticed, and I want you to know, the people who care about you should show up for them, and so should you. You're old enough for that now." He nodded. He understood. And that conversation gave him something her silent giving never could. It gave him a standard to rise to. Lena did not become a cold woman. She did not close her door. But she learned to open it differently, with choice instead of obligation, with love instead of fear. And something quietly extraordinary happened in the months that followed. The people who truly cared for her became visible. They had always been there, a few steady, quiet ones who never asked for much and never took more than they gave. But she had been so busy pouring herself into the loudest needs that she had never seen them. Now she saw them. Now she had something left to give to them and to herself. If you have spent your life being the one who gives, I want to ask you one honest question. When you had nothing left, who stayed? The people who love you are not the ones who need you most. They are the ones who want you, not just what you do for them. Being needed can feel like love, especially when no one ever showed you what real love looks like. It feels warm. It feels like purpose, but need is hungry. It does not ask how you are. It only asks what you have. You are not a service, you are a person. And the moment you begin to treat yourself that way, you will see clearly, without anger, who was ever truly there. Give, be generous, keep your door open, but do it from a place that belongs to you. Do it because you choose to, not because you are afraid of what happens if you don't. That is not coldness. That is the beginning of real love for the people around you, and most of all, for yourself. Lena planted new seeds that morning, and her garden grew back stronger than it had ever been. If something in this story felt familiar, if you recognized yourself somewhere in it, then this channel was made for you. Every story here is a seed. If this one found its way to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. And know this: choosing yourself is not selfish, it is how love survives. We'll see you in the next story.